I've been at SA 4x4 going on almost 2 years now, driven my fair share of cars, including new Fortuners, Hiluxes, Rangers, Mahindras, even a Jeep Grand Cherokee Trackhawk with 700 horsepower. But the car that all my friends and my girlfriend and my family wanted to go for a drive in is this one, a Jimny, a 340,000 Rand compact 4x4. I've been driving this car now for about 4 days. Honestly, I understand why this car, both this generation and the models before, has an absolute cult following. This one is the 2020 Suzuki Jimny 1.5 litre GLX, which is the top of the range model. So for your 340,000 Rand, you get the GLX model, which is the top of the range spec. There's also an automatic. I don't think I would necessarily recommend such a small engined automatic. It's a 4-speed. The manual is a 5-speed. And it's a nice short ratio gearbox, which means it gets the most out of this very, very rev happy little 1.5. Now I know there are the people who drive larger 4x4s who think the Jimny is a joke. The person buying a Jimny is buying a Jimny for a reason. They don't want a big 4x4, a Prado, a Fortuner, Bucky, whatever. They buy a Jimny because it's small, it's cheap to run, doesn't use that much fuel compared to some of the bigger cars. Most importantly, it is very, very capable off-road. Because it's so light, and let me just check up how much it actually weighs. Because it only weighs 1,095 kilograms, it glides over sand more than it digs into it, which is why I'm only running the tires at 1.5 bar, where I would usually run 1 bar or less in sand. In terms of the styling, I have to admit this new Jimny is, to me, leaps ahead of the previous generation. Not that the previous generation was an unattractive car, but this really looks like a proper tough little 4x4. Interior wise, it is function over form, but even at this price point, everything feels high quality. The infotainment system, great display, nice and colorful, can get very bright, or at night if you want to obviously dim it down. Bluetooth, there is smartphone connectivity as well via a cable. Just close the door since the wind wants me to do it anyway. Climate controls. You've got your window switches, traction control, hill descent control. Yes, it has hill descent control. A 12-volt cigarette lighter, USB port, obviously gear lever, 5-speed manual. Nice, as I mentioned, nice short ratio gearbox, which allows you to really use the power that this car has available. Low range, it is part-time 4x4, so most of the time you are in 2-wheel drive. There is 4 high and then press and go back for 4 low. This vehicle has been spec'd in jungle green, which is a very nice gloss but non-metallic green color. There are plenty of other colors to pick from. There's a nice darkish gray color, a very, very nice metallic blue. There's even a khaki color, which is one I would probably go for. But the advantage of this jungle green color is that the retro looking gauges pops off the paintwork beautifully. There are also 2 seats in the back. Those 2 rear seats, it's nice to have. I had 4 adult men in this car over the weekend. If you have the seats up, you lose quite a lot of your storage space. I would rather have storage space over 2 extra seats, because again, I think the type of person buying this car, it's only going to be 1 or 2 people, and then you need storage space. Where I see it, me, my girlfriend and my dog. The cat doesn't do camping. Now I can talk about this car legitimately for hours. It's such a fun little car to drive. So much so that my girlfriend even said she wants to buy one. It saves me from having to buy one, which is awesome. Then I can buy a broken old Land Rover or something to restore. But I know what you guys want to see, and what I am here for at Ou Trekpad is to take it off-road. And let's see what a stock standard Jimny can do in sand. As always, Ou Trekpad has a nice mix of climbs, descents, loose sections, off camber. So let's see what this little so-called giant killer can do. Okay, here we go. So I know that and I can admit this, most of our audience has been around for longer than I have. I don't need to teach you guys anything about 4x4 because I can probably learn quite a lot from you. But for those who are newer, you're just getting into 4x4s, a few key attributes that you want to look for when you are considering a 4x4 for proper off-road use. Camping and overlanding, not so much, but for proper 4x4 use. Weight, and by that I mean the less the better. 2, you want grip, that's your tires. And 3 is your approach, departure, and breakover angle, which is this car's party piece. Those wheels are so far forward and so far back in the corners. So then, the little Jimny that could, or as everyone keeps calling it, Jimmy. That being said, I also gave it a little name. I started calling it Jimny Cricket. Don't be mad, Suzuki. It's a cool name. So then, should the Jimny be considered a proper 4x4? Short and sweet, yes. It has all the attributes of a proper 4x4. It's a small version. It's a small 4x4. The things I've seen these cars doing, either in person or in video, is very impressive. Sand seems to be where these cars really shine. So it gets good fuel economy. Another thing that's quite nice is the car is very customizable. Bushtec, for example, makes a little kitchen unit. You take the 2 rear windows out, or one of them if you only want to do one, and you can put a little fold-out kitchen or gullwing door, and you have a kitchen unit or storage space, which to me is quite a cool little feature. It's to demonstrate my faith in the little Jimny. I'm going to do a section from a dead stop. It's steep, it's loose, the sand's hot as well. It's warm rather, not hot. So let's see if I can get up it without any problems. I'm in low range, so let's do this. So again, let's do it again. Dead stop. Now I'm actually on a bit of an incline. I don't need to use a handbrake. It's got heel hold assist. This one is a bit more rutted out, a bit off camber as well, but also very steep. Okay, attempt number 2. I'm gonna take a bit more momentum, and then probably at the top try and get into first. For the first part you need second, and for the second part you need first. Easy as that. I was a bit hard on the brakes there. That's my fault. I'm doing stuff that I wasn't able to do in other cars, and I have a smile doing it. It's such a fun little platform, and I think this is a crucial part about the Jimny. It strips away all that technology in favor of just a pure driving experience. It teaches you the fundamentals of off-road driving again, even if it's just a refresher course, as some people would call it. Another thing that's quite cool about the Jimny is because it's near square and so small, and this is something that a friend of mine was actually considering buying one, mentioned, is the turning circle is incredible. I mean, literally it turns on a dime. I've even had it where if you're in low range, in looser surfaces, it almost seems like it's pivoting on its own axis. So power figures, let me just get back to that quickly because I forgot to. 76 kilowatts and 130 newton meters, which again doesn't sound like much. If you only weigh 1,100 kilograms, that is all you need. So for all those reasons, it's insane capability. It's punching way above its weight class for what it, at least in my opinion, represents and brings to the table in terms of driving enjoyment. That's why it gets a very, very big thumbs up from me. So with that, unfortunately, my time with the Jimny is coming to an end. Tomorrow, it's going back. There are different schools of thought about which direction to go when it comes to a competent 4x4. For me, it suits what I need in a 4x4. Well, I only take 2 people, and like I said, the dog at times, and for that I don't need a big bucky. I can put a roof rack on, my bicycle can go on top. 340,000 rand sounds like a lot of money, and it is. Don't just look at the physical size or the engine or anything. Consider the off-road ability that you're getting for that price. It's unfair to compare this to a larger SUV. It's one of the only compact true 4x4s with low range. And for that price, I mean, you get a good looking package, nice interior, LED headlights. All things considered, in our opinion, the price is justified. So from the SF4x4 team, thank you very much for watching. Remember to download our free app. It's on Google Play, Apple App Store. Subscribe to our newsletter, blue button at the top right of our website's homepage, and follow all our social media, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. So until the next one, which is a surprise, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.